Hey there, Chef D Malfi here, and happy Monday to you. I'm excited to be back here at the kitchen of Plant-Based Made Easy because I want to give you a little Monday motivation. I know that a lot of us might be feeling the excitement of springtime and the excitement that perhaps we're on the other end of this global pandemic. Perhaps or perhaps not. But either way, I'm going to give you a little motivation today because it's Monday and I thought it might be fun to cook a little delicious morning breakfast with you while we talk about some goal setting for the week. All right. So today I'm going to make a savory masala oatmeal. And this recipe comes straight out of issue number 9. This is the Plant-Based Made Easy issue number 9 cookbook we're working out of. And I'm really excited because it's new. This is the second week of the cookbook. And if you are unfamiliar with this resource, this is going to be a cookbook that's going to get you a month of recipes to cook plant-based. If you've ever wanted to go plant-based or vegan and you're not really sure how, this is the resource for you. And this is going to give you breakfasts, lunches, dinners, snacks, sweets, and staple recipes. And every Monday we do a breakfast recipe. So you are in luck. Today we are making a savory masala oatmeal that is really delicious. And I want to say hello to my cousin, Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Good to see you and good to have you on the show. All right. So if you have any questions, Lauren, if you have questions about plant-based eating and living, you can type them in the comment box. This goes for anyone that's here. And if you want this cookbook, then go ahead and click the link right in the comment box. You can actually purchase this cookbook one of two ways. You can actually purchase it individually as just a one-off cookbook. I really love to provide these cookbooks at a really affordable price. So they're just $12 if you want the cookbooks. And if you want to actually membership and actually get the cookbooks for a discount, you can actually become a cookbook monthly member and get a new cookbook delivered to your inbox every single month for just $10 a month. And I'm really excited about that offering. That's new. So check it out, you guys. All right. So now let's make some oatmeal. This is savory masala oatmeal. Like I said, it's really yummy. I'm just going to get to the page and keep it open. It's really yummy and it's full of delicious fiber and vegetables and flavor. I'm going to be using cumin seeds. I'm going to be using ginger and onion. So I'm going to do a split screen here. Okay, first things first, let's talk about our flavor agents. I want to start with cumin or cumin seeds. All right, so I have some here. These are really a staple for Indian cooking. So I'm going to just begin by heating up my pot right next to me. And I'm going to use a pot. I'll do a full screen so you can see on an induction oven, which I have. And if you want access to the induction oven that I use or my cutting board or my knife or even my cookware, I have everything available for you on my Amazon storefront. So I'll put a link to that at the end of the show. All right, so just a little bit of oil in the pan. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of cumin seeds. All right, so this is really how we're going to start to develop the flavor of this masala oatmeal. And cumin seeds are really small. They really develop a lot of flavor when you let them sit in a little oil before you add any other ingredients. So I'm just going to place these down in the oil and it will begin to start to pop here in a few seconds. But while I let that sit, I'm now going to prepare my onion and my ginger, the other aromatics or flavor agents. All right, so I'm going to use just a little bit of this onion here. I'm just going to use like an onion cheek or like a third of the onion. And I'm using yellow onion, but you can use anything. Scallion, even red onion would work fine. White onion will work fine. Let me grab my garbage. Actually, I think I'll just do a garbage bowl today. And all of the produce that I'm using today comes from Melissa's Produce. So thank you so much, Melissa's, for sponsoring Plant-Based Made Easy. We're really grateful for you. All right, now I'm just going to dice my onion in small bits. And you can do this in a food processor too if you want, but you've seen how I slice and dice an onion. I have a couple of videos where I go through it really slowly, but simple as that, right? So I want just a little bit of onion, put that aside. And then a little bit of ginger as well. Now take a look at this ginger root. Beautiful, right? So I'm going to use just a tiny bit of this, like 1-inch piece. And so I just like look at it and I pull off a knob. All right, so that is a perfect amount. It's going to be about a 1-inch piece, but I need to clean it up first. So what I like to do is just slice the round part off. That can go in my garbage bowl. And then the best way to peel ginger is not actually with a peeler. This is a Y peeler here. And a lot of people think it's this. It's actually this, a spoon, you guys. If you don't learn anything else from today's show, this is going to be the trick that you're going to take away. This is how you actually peel ginger. Now, I learned this working at an Indian Latin fusion restaurant. in Chicago, fine dining restaurant called Vermilion, if anyone's ever been there. And I worked under the amazing chef Manit Chauhan. You guys know Chef Manit because she's on the Food Network. She's a judge on Chopped, and she's amazing. And she taught me everything there is to know about really Indian and Latin cooking, but she is an Indian chef and is amazing at developing flavor and really flavorful food with not a lot of ingredients, but just time and love. All right, so now I have my ginger piece. I'm just going to slice it in half, and then I'm going to mince it up. So you can see that really peels up very easily. And the ginger is gonna melt down in the oatmeal. So it doesn't have to be tiny, tiny bits, but you know, a good mince. All right, there we go, perfect. Now coming back, I'm gonna do. You guys can see this is full screen here. Take a look. You can see that the cumin seeds are starting to like pop a little bit. You can't really see it that well in the camera because I know it's far away, but it is starting to pop. Let me bring it up closer. Take a look. It's like dancing around and popping in the oil. And I want to keep it going. I want that to continue to develop its flavor because that's what's going to make this so delicious. All right, the next thing that I want to prep while we are waiting for these cumin seeds to pop is the potato and the carrot. So I'm going to use a russet potato here. And again, I'm not going to use the whole thing, maybe just a quarter of the russet potato. And I'll put this aside. A little bit of carrot, so I just grabbed a small carrot here. Yeah. And now what I'm going to do is I can actually peel this potato. I think I will, because why not? I have the peeler right here. Or you can actually leave the skin on. Now, if you leave the skin on the potato, it's going to give you a lot more fiber, and fiber is our friend. It also gives you a little bit more texture, too. So I kind of like leaving the skin on sometimes, but just to make this really super nice and delicious and even more beautiful, I'm just going to peel it off today, right? It doesn't take me that long. Here's where you're definitely going to want to use the peeler, the Y peeler for this. And I see a comment here from Cheryl. Cheryl says, she's mentioning the ginger. You've showed us how to use a spoon for ginger before, and I want to thank you as that's been a game changer for you. I'm really glad. Yeah, it is. It is a game changer. It really works. Sometimes we forget we don't need all the gimmicky things that we're being sold about, you know, especially for the kitchen. There's a lot of like tools and things that are being sold to us. Like we need this in order to like be able to meal prep or cook well. But the truth is you don't. You just need a really sharp knife and some good skills. And so I'm going to give you that here on the show. And that's why I do this. Thank you for that comment. Yeah, Lauren is also interested. Denise, I'm going to put your comment up in a second. Lauren says, I never knew that about peeling ginger. I can't wait to try it. Yes, totally. Okay, cool. And then here's a comment from Denise. Okay, some time ago you used the nut milk machine. Yes, I do. Yes, I cannot sell it on Amazon because it is sold by Almond Cow. And the way to get the link for the nut milk machine, the Almond Cow, is right in my cookbook, you guys. So if you want this cookbook, I'm just going to come back to you. The links to coupon discount code for the Almond Cow is one of the gifts for purchasing the cookbook. So please consider purchasing the cookbook for that. That in and of itself is reason enough, I think for sure. All right, some carrot as well. Remember, this is Savory Masala Oatmeal. So I really want this to be delicious. I want it to have a lot of flavor. So I'm going to use carrot. I'm going to use potato. I'm going to use ginger, onion, a little red bell pepper. I'm going to use some tomato. All right, so now we have our veggies. I'm going to do red pepper here in a second, but first things first, the cumin is nice. I'm going to come back to it. Yay, Rosaline from Waco, Texas. I'm glad you're here. All right, coming back to it, you guys. Now, I'm going to add my ginger first with my onion because these are the aromatics. That's going to go right into the cumin seeds. Cool. And I like to say cumin seeds. So if you guys mind, I'm going to go for it. I read that it's actually correct. It's cumin seeds or cumin, ground cumin. It's not cumin, but some people don't understand what I'm saying if I don't say it both ways. So I'm going to add the aromatics right to my cumin seeds. And you're just going to let this cook down and get nice and translucent. Yeah. And it happens rather quickly. I'm seeing something here. There we go. There we go. Now you can see it a little bit better. I want your viewing to be as clear as possible. All right, there we go. All right, so the next thing that I will add are the potatoes and carrots, but just here in a second, not quite yet. And I'm going to really wait till the onion and the ginger get nice and translucent. And while that's happening, I'm going to get into my red bell pepper. Look at how gorgeous this red bell pepper is. I'm going to use this today. And I'm, again, not using the whole thing. I'm making just a small portion of this. This is going to be serves 2. You can definitely double or triple this recipe if you want to serve this and entertain with it, like a really wonderful way to have brunch or breakfast and make it a bit fancy is this recipe. The Savory Masala Oatmeal is wonderful when you're entertaining because it does have a lot of flavor and it's not what people are expecting, so it's really nice. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the root vegetables, so the carrot and the potatoes. Remember, I'm going to add them according to their firmness. So I want to add the aromatics first and then the potatoes and the carrot because they're nice and firm. And we want to cook, those are going to cook longer. And we want everything to kind of cook at the same rate. Yeah, makes sense, right? And I'm using a rainbow carrot. I know that may be a question for you guys, like why is your carrot yellow? It's because it's a rainbow carrot and carrots come in 5 different colors in market. So that's what I'm using. And I'll throw in my bell pepper here in a second. But let me just kind of give this a mix. Now, I often talk about seasoning as we go, seasoning as we're cooking. So now I've added a couple different things to this pot. I'm going to now add salt and pepper. And the salt and the pepper is really going to release a lot of the water and start to cook it faster. So a little bit of sea salt there, a little bit of pepper. Perfect. And now, if you are whole food plant-based, meaning you don't do any salt, oil, or sugar, you can remove the oil and the salt from this recipe. And instead of oil, you can use water. And instead of salt, you can actually leave it out completely, or you can use your favorite salt substitute. I really like the sea kelp, dulce sea kelp, which is really wonderful salt substitute because it's high in iron, it's salty, it's delicious. But I'm not whole food plant-based, so I use a little bit of oil in my cooking. And it's totally up to you. I want you to adapt this however you want. All right, so now we've got this working. I'm going to turn up the heat because I really want this to continue to cook, but now fast. I think we've got a good translucence on the onion and the ginger. Yeah, cool. All right, so let's talk about goal setting. So it's Monday after all, right? We definitely are maybe all feeling kind of the Monday moment. I don't know what you would call it. Monday moment, Monday blues, whatever you call it. I certainly feel that way sometimes. Even though I do what I love, I sometimes get nervous about the week ahead. And one of the things that I find really helps me is setting goals for my week. Now, I got to tell you, and I want to be really honest, this is very new for me, all right? I am really in the space lately of trying to set goals for my week so that I can set myself up for success. And that's not just success with work. It's success personally. Like I can feel my best. I can keep my mental health in check. I can make sure that I'm eating well and moving and I'm meditating and all of this. So for me, goal setting is all about intention setting. And we've talked about this a few Mondays past, but I want to mention it again. Hi, Charisse. Good to see you. How's Chicago? All right, so here's what I want to say about goal setting. And I think you were with us a couple weeks ago, Charisse, when we talked about this. But goal setting is really important. It's also one of these ways where we can get tripped up and we can start to make ourselves feel bad if we don't succeed at our goals. Now, I'm doing air quotes because I think that success with goal setting really has to do with making sure that our intentions align with our goals. So pause really fast. I'm going to add my bell pepper just so that you can see that I'm doing it. This is going to go right in. Perfect. I'm going to let this cook up. All right, coming back to it now. I really want to make sure that my goals are aligned with my intentions. So what do I mean? When I set a goal, I stop before I do it and I think about why am I doing it? And that is going to be the intention. All right. So anytime I set a goal, I really try to set an intention with it. And setting the intention will help to anchor me in actually doing or fulfilling the goal. And so this is what I encourage you to think about this week or whenever really you need it. Think about what are your goals and why are you setting them? And anytime you feel like you can't actually succeed or fulfill on your goal, go back to your personal intention. Think about why is it that you set that goal in the first place? And if we can go back and anchor into our personal intention, then more often than not, we're going to be successful at actually achieving our goal because it's aligned with what's in our heart, why we're doing it. All right. So I hope that's helpful for you. And I want to hear from you. I want to know, what are your goals that you're setting this week? Anything related to cooking or eating well, healthy? I want to hear from you because I'm really curious to know how I can best serve you. And this show was really made for you in mind. I really wanted to create Plant-Based Made Easy as a really nice and easy resource for you guys. Specifically for people that want to live healthier and really don't know how to integrate wellness and health holistically. It's far beyond just cooking recipes. It actually has more to do with how we feel and how we can stay aligned to ourselves and our intentions than it really has to do with eating or recipes, right? But the recipes are fun and easy, and the eating well part, I can really help you with that because that's my forte. I love talking about how to eat healthy and making it simple for you, but I also really love talking about goal setting and intentionality and making sure we're really aligned, however we can best do that. All right, so I've got my veggies. They are nice and translucent at this point. I'm going to come back to a full screen so you can kind of just sit with me as I prepare the next few bits of this recipe. At this point, I'm going to add some tomato. So I have this already chopped up. I'm going to add this right in. And the tomato is nice and full of water, nice and hydrated. So this is going to add a little bit of hydration to this pot as well. I mean, this looks really good. I'm going to season it up again with a little bit more salt because I've added a couple more ingredients at this point, and I really want to make sure that everything is well seasoned. All right, so now I can actually add the spices, and this is really important. This is how we're going to develop even more flavor. So I'm going to add a couple different spices here. First things first, turmeric. I'm going to use turmeric because it's wonderful, and turmeric has an anti-inflammatory effect on the body. I love using turmeric. I'm going to use about 1 teaspoon. Came out fast. Now, the cool thing about turmeric is that when we combine it with black pepper, which we already have done, but I'm going to add a little bit more, it really takes on that anti-inflammatory effect in the body. So turmeric is fantastic on its own, but it actually works better when we combine it with a little freshly ground black pepper. Oh my gosh, it smells so good already. Okay, this looks phenomenal. It smells phenomenal. Okay, the next thing that I need is a little bit of chili powder, and I'm going to use this chili seasoning blend. These ingredients are from this spice chili blend is from Trader Joe's. So is the turmeric, actually. So a little bit of that. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, and now the last thing that I want is a little bit of garam masala. Now, garam masala is a wonderful Indian spice blend that you can get at any usually grocery store, and it's really wonderful. We're going to use a little bit of this. This is kind of like the all-purpose seasoning of Indian cooking, and it's really yummy and flavorful. It's got a floral note. It's got a warm note. It's got wonderful blend of ingredients. So you can use any garam masala will work really well. Perfect. Okay, and you can see there's a little soak here on the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to just grab that. I want to pull it up off the bottom. So you just add a little bit of water, and then this will naturally start to kind of come up. Okay, so we're nearly there. It's time to now add the star, which are the oats. You gotta love the oats. Now I'm using old-fashioned oats here. Beautiful. I get a huge 32-ounce bag, and I go through it every month, and I love it. So I'm just gonna add the oats, and I'm just gonna like mix it around with the veggies first. And this actually toasts the oats, but it coats the oats in the delicious spice mixture and all of the ingredients from the veggies. All right, so at this point, I'm now going to add a little bit of water, about 3 cups or so. And I haven't told you all the quantities, you guys, just because I'm trying to get through this quickly. But if you do want the quantities, please consider buying the cookbook. That's going to give you the full recipe. And this looks so good. Yum, yum, yum. All right, so this is going to cook. I'm going to actually cover it because I think it's going to cook faster with the lid. So keep it covered and then clear the depths and you can get your garnishes ready and then your bowls ready to serve. But pretty simple so far, right? I mean, it doesn't take long and it includes a lot of different fresh vegetables. Now, you can use different combination of vegetables. Like, let's say you didn't have the russet potato. You could use a sweet potato. And I've already talked about it, but if you didn't want to use a big onion like this, you could use just shallot. You could use garlic even. You could use scallions, chives. All of that would be fantastic. Any color of the bell pepper will work for this. Definitely will work well for this recipe. And then any of the aromatics, like I already mentioned the onion, but you could use regular fresh turmeric as opposed to ginger. But I really like the fresh ginger because it adds like a really, I think the fresh ginger, it adds a sweetness and kind of like a really kind of, the word I was looking for is like a citrusy punch, which is really nice. But a freshness, you know what I mean? That's why I love the fresh ginger. It's really been great. Oh, I want to mention one other thing too. You can actually get frozen ginger and garlic. I'm going to show you here. And I love these products and I'm showing you this just in case you want to actually save a little time. So have you ever seen these in market before? These are from DeRote, crushed ginger and crushed garlic. Really great. They come in these cubes and 1 cube equals 1 garlic clove of this and then 1 cube equals 1 teaspoon of the ginger. Oops. And these are really easy to use and this is a really great time saver. You're going to spend a little bit more money on purchasing this product because it's a prepared product, but it is a time saver and you can always have ginger and garlic on hand. So consider these. These are phenomenal. You can pick these up at Trader Joe's in the frozen food section right near the corn and edamame. They're really, really good. So consider that. Ooh, and I see a question here from Sharice. I can't wait to read it. Okay, Sharice, I'm going to put this on the screen. Here's her goal. She says, I've been feeling a bit heavy and bloated, so I've decided to replace my Fitbit and started moving. My goal for this week is to get in as many steps during the day as I can. Yes. I'm giving you the golf clap. That's awesome, Sharice. I'm really loving that. It's a great goal. I love that you just didn't even get in your head or in your story about your Fitbit breaking or not working. All you said is that you're going to replace it. You're taking action. You're going to replace it. And I understand not all of us have means to just go ahead and replace our technology, let's say, if it dies on us or whatever. But the good thing is we always have something available to us. So for you, it's getting a new Fitbit and moving. That's phenomenal. I'm really glad that you shared that because it helps to inspire me, just like kind of knowing that that's your goal. It helps me to know, okay, well, if Sharice can do it, I can do it too. And that is for sure. That is for sure. All right, so I'm going to look at this oatmeal. I just want you guys to see at this stage. If you have any other goals that you want to share too, please pop them in the comment box. This looks really yummy. I'm going to do a full boil here. And this is going to take some time to really cook down. I think the best thing at this point is to keep the lid off because I do want to absorb some of this water. And you can see the tomato and the bell pepper, everything is going to start to kind of melt away and it's going to get really delicious and kind of like soupy and porridgey. So yummy. So yummy. All right. Well, garnishes. Let's talk about how we would garnish this up. Like I said, this is really great for a crowd. If you're going to make this for entertaining, it's one of these wonderful recipes that it is both a breakfast, a lunch, or a dinner. Because it has so much flavor, you can enjoy it any time of day. Now, in the cookbook, I actually classify it as a breakfast recipe. That's why it is colored this. And if you guys are curious to know, there is a color recipe key here. It gives you all the colors and like all the recipes that we'll use according to the different colors. But this one recipe, as well as many of my others, can be like a breakfast, lunch, or a dinner. So it's up to you. The other thing that I wanted to mention is this. This is the calendar menu tool. In every book, there is a calendar. And I called this calendar menu tool because there's a little box above every single recipe. And you can either check it off as you make it, or you can actually put the date of that you want to make it. So it can help you with meal prepping throughout the week, which is really good. Okay, this is looking yummy. Let's talk about garnishes. Like I said, this is great for serving to a crowd. If you were going to make this for entertaining, make a big pot and then keep it on a low heat, simmering, like a very low heat, simmering on the stove. And then when you're ready to serve it, you can cut the heat and then you can serve it and it will kind of stay warm and porridgey and delicious. This recipe, as it is with the quantities, will serve about anywhere between 2 and 3, I should say 2 and 4, depending on the amounts. And I like to serve it up with a lot of garnishes. So you can serve it with fresh lime, which I think we're going to serve it with, and some delicious herbs. So lime, I really love fresh lime. Again, Melissa's Produce has the best citrus, I think, and some of the best produce. So I can tell that this is nice and juicy, but I'm going to make it even juicier by kind of rolling it in the palm of my hand. Have you guys ever seen people do this? It's really kind of a cool trick. And by doing that, you're actually kind of making the juice come to the surface. And so when you go to actually slice into it, the juice is going to be right at the surface. And as soon as you slice into it, it's going to just yield a ton. So I'm going to slice lime cheeks, which are just the sides of the lime. So you're not slicing in half, because that would be half. You're slicing to the side. And this is called a lime cheek because basically you get a cheek. It's a lime cheek. And it's really great because you get this beautiful lime piece. You can do this with oranges or lemons. And it's a cheek because it doesn't have any of the ribs or seeds. So when you go to squeeze this bad boy, you are going to just have a ton of juice. It's going to be super juicy. This lime cheek or citrus cheek trick is great for drinks as well. In case you want to have some fresh citrus in your drinks, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, your choice. I love having lime cheeks and citrus cheeks available because it makes things juicy and so yummy. All right, the other thing, well, why don't I slice up the rest? Yeah. And you can do like quarter pieces as well. Beautiful. Oh man, it's just delicious. Now, the other thing I said, herbs. Now, we're going to definitely garnish with some herbs. I'm going to use fresh cilantro. And here's how I store fresh cilantro. You might be thinking, oh, why is it in a bag? Well, here is why. This is a plastic bag that I keep on my fresh cilantro. And then I store my fresh cilantro in a cup with a little bit of water. Now, you can take a look. Look how gorgeous and green and living this is, right? This is how you're going to store your fresh herbs. And this is going to stay in the refrigerator for weeks and weeks when you store it this way. The only caveat is you need to change the water. So once you have it in the vase, you have to change the water in the glass or the vase every few days. Make sure that this stays in water, especially the stems, and it will create and keep your herbs nice and green. It will create this like luscious, firm, bright green herbs that will keep in your refrigerator. I'm telling you, for sometimes 5-6 weeks, truly a long, long time. So I'm going to show you my trick. Once I have my herbs in my vase, I don't really even need to take them out unless I'm changing the water, but to actually mince them or to actually grab some to use them for cooking, just take my kitchen shears. Now, these are just for the kitchen. I don't use them for opening mail or anything else or arts and crafts, just for the kitchen. And then just grab a little bit of the cilantro. And I have this ready for my garnish. A little bit more, why not? Perfect. Now, this is really important. Last thing is you definitely need some sort of baggie. You can use a sustainable Ziploc too, but either way, something to cover the leaves. Now, why is this important? Because the leaves are the things that kind of require a little bit of a blanket in the refrigerator, all right? If you don't have some cover over, then what's going to end up happening are the leaves are going to shrivel where the stems are going to stay nice and firm and bright and green. You really want to cover the leaves because those are gentle, and that is going to require kind of like a covering so that it doesn't get too cold or too warm and doesn't have a fluctuation of hot and cold in the refrigerator. So this kind of protects it, right? So this is the thing that's going to keep it super duper vibrant. So do that. And then these shears are perfect, and all they require is maybe just a little wipe, and they can go right back to my kitchen because I'm only going to use them for kitchen things. All right, so I have my cilantro. I'm going to come back. I'm going to mince this up. Give this a quick mince. Perfect. Now I see a comment here. Oh, Cheryl, I love this. Cheryl's going to share her goal too. Yeah. All right. Cool. Here's another great goal. Coming back to you. Cheryl says, My goal today was to make almond milk, cashew butter, oat flour, as tomorrow's goal is baking healthy cookies with the great-grandson. I love that, Cheryl. I love that you're going to try to do that all in one day. And this is really great because Cheryl's pointing at something super important. She is going to get into meal prepping today, it sounds like. And it's really great to do meal prepping at the start of your week because you can set yourself up for success. So this is a wonderful goal. And it is not only just a goal, but it's a wonderful way to meal prep. So you're going to kind of like two birds, one stone there. You're going to get, or three, I should say 3 birds, one stone, because you're going to get quality time with the grandson, and then you're going to get these delicious cookies. So good for you. I love that. Almond milk, cashew butter, and oat flour. Good on you. Yeah. And then Wendy's asking, Chef, are you going to sell your items in the UK? Yes, I am. All of my items, my digital products, my cookbooks, as well as my coaching services are available on my website, you guys. So I will post the link to the website after the show so you can have that. And I do want to just mention, if you are in need of extra support around your health and wellness journey, I am not only a chef, but an integrative nutrition wellness coach. And I would love to take you on as a client in case you're looking for some more support in how to actually achieve your goals for living and being healthy. So consider that. You can definitely reach out to me if you're interested. As simple as just sending me a little email at info@daniellamafitano.com, or you can type it in the comment box in any of the episodes, and I would love to connect with you. All right, this oatmeal is looking fantastic. I can see that everything, there's not a lot of liquid, which is great. You guys, we're going to plate here because I know we're at time. Let me just taste to make sure. I'm going to try the potato too, just to make sure. Man, is that good. So yummy. All right. It's time to plate this or bowl this. It should be called bowl. It's actually called plate, but you get the joke. All right. So this is done. You can see, take a look at this oatmeal. Savory Masala Oatmeal. Looks really yummy. I'm going to grab a bowl and I'm going to grab a ladle. And here we go. Oh, it's so good. It's got such flavor from the cumin seeds to the ginger to the turmeric. And look how gorgeous it is. All right, I'm going to place this down here. I'm going to garnish this with some beautiful cilantro around the edges. We eat with our eyes first. So make sure to use that cilantro. It's going to really make this pop. And then a tiny cheek of lime. And there you guys have it. Savory Masala Oatmeal, ready for my belly and hopefully yours soon. You guys try this recipe. It is definitely worth it. Like so worth it. Like so delicious. And I'm going to try it right now. Before I do, I'm going to give this food a little gratitude and say thank you, Savory Masala Oats. I'm really grateful for all these delicious vegetables and grains. Cheers. So delicious. It's flavored so robustly. It tastes like a delicious Indian dish. It's delicious. It's got that garam masala, that turmeric, that chili powder. I taste the ginger. I taste the potato. The tomato just sort of melts away in this. It's very yummy, savory, so rich, so flavorful. You guys are going to love this recipe. So thank you so much for joining me here today. You guys come back for more. I'm going to be doing a couple more recipes throughout the week. So please join me. And I would love to hear from you. Get in touch with me if you have any questions along the way. But also let me know what you want to see. If there's recipes or cooking questions, I am here for you. So let a sister know. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week and your day. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.